This is a major warning to all XRP holders. We're about to get a major death cross between the 20 exponential moving average and one of our most long-term simple moving averages, the 50. This is a hugely critical point for XRP. Without this support zone holding, it looks like we have much lower prices to push down to. Today's video is going to analyze all of the latest price action for XRP. So we can see I'm actually focusing on a longer term time frame to begin, and then we'll scoot down to shorter term time frames because this is a really great way to visualize how XRP is currently, the price action is moving. So clearly we are stuck in a form of a trading range, but this trading range is definitely getting quite late in the overall trend. We're seeing the last time we had a strong bottoming in the XRP ecosystem was around 30 to 31 weeks ago. And since then, we've just been traveling sideways, trying to stay above this 50 simple moving average. But one thing that's quite clear is for the first time since literally 2024, we have now closed below this 50 simple moving average. The first close was this doji bar. We tried to break above with this green bar, but now we're having that continued follow through. And what we're seeing is now we're at this death cross zone where if we get the 20 EMA, then actually flick below this 50 moving average, this cross is going to signal that the long to medium term trend for XRP has shifted, and it's looking like a bearish trend has higher probability. In trading, we're always analyzing the probability because there is a percentage probability right now that XRP can push to all-time highs, and there's also a percentage probability where XRP can begin to sweep these lows at $1.50. And our job here as traders is to understand, to analyze, and then put our chips in which direction we believe has the highest probability. Do this day in and day out, and we reap the rewards over the long run. Now, when we get this death cross, we will be strongly below the 20 and 50 simple and exponential moving average. You know that I'm always trading in the direction of the slope of the EMA. So when we had this strong breakout right through here where we had that golden cross where we see the 20 EMA now crossing the 50 simple moving average, and this is where I'm only ever looking for longs with the slope being positive. But right here, it looks like the overall slope is changing. We're actually gone from a positive trending slope to right here where not a negative trending, but we are a sideways EMA. And this is the most critical point because it's going to give us a huge breakout in one direction. And currently it looks like the direction looks the probability slightly higher to the downside, because if we get this EMA now coming down and we do get this death cross, we've now got the short term and medium term trend having a negative slope. Negative slope means we only ever look for shorts, so it's sort of telling where we're expecting the price to go. We can scoot down to shorter term time frames. One thing I'm noticing quite consistently is we've already had that death cross happen. It actually happened on the daily quite early, back in late August or early September. We've actually been downtrending and following this EMA quite consistently. We see when we have the positive slope on the EMA, every time price comes above the average price, we get a continuation in the direction of the short-term trend. And right now, the short-term trend is negative. To be able to see a positive continuation on XRP and a break to all-time highs, as I mentioned, there is definitely a decent probability of that happening, but it's looking like it's around 50% probability of all-time highs and around 50% probability of a continued downside move. So what we really need to see in the next few weeks or the next few days for XRP essentially is a major break above this short-term high. Now, why? Quite consistently, this price has acted as a high volume zone for rejections. And if we're going to begin that bullish trend, if we're going to begin a positive slope on the EMA, and if we are going to stop this death cross on the weekly chart, what we need to now see on this daily is we need to see a strong and quick push above this price. We don't want to see a lower high where price isn't able to break above the top of this wick. That would then give us a higher probability signal of a lower trending move. So the first move that we're waiting for is a break above this wick, a break above this high. It would then allow both of these EMAs on the medium and short term to actually have that positive slope, and it would actually save this death cross that's literally about to happen. We do need a lot of bullish momentum to come up. We actually need XRP to push from around this $2.30 all the way up to around $2.60 to $2.70. That would really save our overall death cross right here. So that is what I am looking for. But without this short-term break above the high, that's the signal I need to actually look for longs. As soon as we get a break above this high, I will then come back and use my 50% retracement tool and actually look for some type of entry for a continued move, and even potentially use this Fibonacci minus 618 at around this $3 zone for one of my first target zones. It's clear that around this $2.70 to $3 zone is going to act at least a short-term resistance, only because it's very much acted as a long-term support. Actually 4 times we bounced off this zone, and when we finally got that huge breakout, there's a lot of traders trapped in this area. A lot of people have taken longs right here, and if you've taken a long in the market and price finally comes back to your price, that's why in here we've seen the massive dumps, because there were a lot of traders long in this market, and they were finally able to get out at break even when XRP actually gave them that trade. So we're seeing a lot of traders trapped. We're seeing that here is going to be a high probability zone for at least a small pullback, but we need that continuation of the trend. We need to hold this death cross between the 20 exponential moving average and the 50, because without that, the next real price zone that I can see is around that $1 to 75 cent zone. And the reason I say that is very much the same reasoning as why this area through here will hold as a resistance initially, is because this is another high volume zone where a major amount of trades have taken place. If price is ever to come back in this region, which is quite a strong drop even from current prices, that's a 70% drop, but this would be a massive accumulation zone for me. But we definitely don't want to be seeing any breaks below these lows, because breaks below this low, or especially if we get a break below this $1.50 zone, there's really no support in between this area other than at around this 75 cent to 50 cent zone. So this is a very major key critical point for XRP. If we get the hold, we have a high chance at all-time highs, but if we don't hold on this shorter term time frame, then it's clear where price will go for XRP. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Leave a comment on where you expect the price of XRP to go. Leave a comment on the types of videos you want to see. Smash the like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.